Oh man, Canelo fans say Artur Beterbiev looked very vulnerable and easy pickings. But will Canelo fight Artur Beterbiev? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Listen, you don't know how much that helps and encourages others when you guys hit the like button. It takes a few seconds of your time. Please throw a like on the video. We are going to talk about it in this video. Now, Artur Beterbiev, he just beat Marcus Brown. I believe it was the 9th round. Don't quote me on that. But I watched the fight. I did actually a watch party for the main event. Undercard was really rough, but the main event delivered. It was a good fight. I thought Marcus Brown won the first 2 rounds, and he was boxing, good movement, moving target, gave Beterbiev some different looks, jab, jab, jab. He was jabbing, body shots, and he was really starting to kind of put it together. There was a headbutt, which, you know, ironically enough, is exactly what happened in the fight with Badou Jack. That's a fight I covered live. That was at the Manny Pacquiao versus, oh man, you know, AB, athletic bastard, right? The Adrian Broner fight with Manny Pacquiao was on the co-feature or whatnot. And it was literally pretty identical. It was just same fighter in terms of Marcus Brown, just different opponent. Badou Jack, nasty cut, leaking, you know, in the forehead. And it was the same thing for Artur Beterbiev. But Badou Jack ended up losing that particular fight. He fought valiantly like a warrior, you know. He fought like a warrior, and, you know, surprisingly the fight wasn't stopped, and he was able to continue. You would imagine losing that blood, you might get lightheaded, things like that, right? Look, Canelo trying to wear glasses like me. But anywho, Badou Jack made it to the end, lost the fight. Marcus Brown, you know, he ended up losing this fight in Artur Beterbiev's second home. He's Russian. I think he's Dagestani, and his second home, his adopted home is Canada. That's where, you know, where he spent a lot of time as well. So I think the fight started to get away from Marcus Brown. Again, Marcus Brown came in shape. He has a great trainer. You know, we'll go to his page, Earl Spence trainer, Jamel Charlo trainer, in terms of, I don't see his page anymore. Whatever, I'll go to Artur Beterbiev. He had a good game plan, you know, but he started to get away and he got lured. And you got to give a lot of credit to Beterbiev, because Beterbiev, he's like relentless. He's very good at his style. He's 17-0, as you guys see, all knockouts. I think when Artur Beterbiev got cut, he really just started turning up. Like he just put his foot on the gas, and that's what you love to see as a champion. And he started landing shots like that, and you know, you start to see Marcus Brown begin to wilt a bit, because he was getting busted up and hit. His face was peppered, body shot. You see that? Boom, boom, blood hooks. He was forced to take a knee soon after this. See how he just dropped? Boom. Beast. Artur Beterbiev in beast mode. But this is the thing I want to talk about in this particular video. Congrats to Artur Beterbiev in beating another Olympian by submission, you know, aka knockout, like just overwhelming them to the point where they can't continue, right? And he keeps his unified titles, and he shows he's a beast. Beterbiev was there's questions if he was weight drained because he missed weight, but you know, he looked good in the fight after some odd rounds. I really think that cut woke his game up, you know, because he really started turning up, and that's when he did his best work after the cut. So he got that pep in his step and a sense of urgency as soon as he realized that, hey, I could lose this fight if they stop it on cuts. You know, if they stop it on cuts. So again, congratulations to him. But here's the thing. Marcus Brown was boxing well, and you know, for that reason, some people said that Beterbiev looks older, and some people said Beterbiev looked vulnerable. He looked beatable. I seen all kinds of comments, and me personally, I can only speak for myself. I don't think he looked like what a lot of people are saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely there were shades of vulnerability in somewhat of a competitive fight in the beginning half, but I think there was more a testament to Marcus Brown came out really relaxed. Marcus Brown came out very fluid. He came out popping a jab. Marcus Brown also has power, right? And I think he just was in with a good fighter, an Olympian and an experienced guy. Keep in mind, Marcus Brown, he fought on the Broner versus Granados undercard. I was there. So he fought on that card. He fought Badu Jack, like I said earlier, with the cut. He fought Jean Pascal. He fought a tricky guy in that Castillo dude. I think that was on the Berto card I covered in New York, right? So that's what I looked at it as. I just looked at it as Beterbiev was in there, and he gave up some early rounds, and then when the going got tough, Beterbiev kicked up the work rate. The dog in him came out, and then he started putting it together, and he started to wilt Marcus Brown, and he really kind of won the rest of the rounds from that point on. After he started turning up, he just kept piling on the punishment, and I think Beterbiev showed he can box, and he's an experienced guy, and he showed, to me, I think his jab is what got him back in the ebb and flow, following and on his side, you know what I'm saying? Because he was cutting off the ring more effective, and it was setting up his hooks and his combinations, and he threw some uppercuts and different things. So all in all, I thought a little bit of a slow start, but that was more of a testament to Marcus Brown. Good game plan, good coaching, good shape. You know, the round just started, you're at your highest energy. However, I seen a lot of the Canelo fans, and to me, it feels like a lot of the Canelo fans, they wanted Beterbiev to look soft or beatable or lose, just because this is a name that has been tethered or connected to Canelo. So they wanted a different style performance. They wanted Beterbiev to get knocked down. So you know, it's when fighters get pitted against each other and their names become somewhat synonymous, you start to see fan bases of the opposing fighter, and then all of their performances, people are looking at intently under a microscope, because it's like, hey, this person, like David Benavidez, for example, his name is becoming synonymous with fans want to see Canelo fight David Benavidez. So when he fought against Kyron Davis, it's all eyes on the fight, and you want to see how he looks, because if David Benavidez was getting dropped or stopped, or if he lost, or, you know, even if he won and got dropped, that would look vulnerable. And, you know, the Canelo fans couldn't wait to tell you that David Benavidez, haha, you thought he could beat Canelo Alvarez. Same thing with Beterbiev. I think people were expecting Beterbiev to possibly lose to Marcus Brown. And now that he didn't, I still see people saying that Beterbiev, he looked old and he looked vulnerable. But I posted this tweet because I didn't really see that. I'd seen him in there with a game Marcus Brown, and Marcus Brown is a quality fighter, no more, no less. And at the end of the day, you know, I didn't see this supremely beatable Beterbiev. I think whoever beats him, you're gonna have to walk through fire, because he shows he can box enough, a bit flat-footed, but he will follow you. And when he gets his jab pumping, he clearly is heavy-handed, because I can hear his shots. It's thudding, like it's like he got bricks for hands, you know what I mean? And I said this, I said, it's funny, I see comments saying that Artur Beterbiev has no chance. This is what the fans are now saying. No chance to beat Canelo, or he can't beat Canelo. So my question is this, so why not cancel the MacBook Air fight with the random African at cruiserweight that no one requested or even wanted to see? And why doesn't Canelo fight Beterbiev then? Canelo, I said, you'll get credit because Beterbiev is a unified champion, 17-0 with 17 stoppages. So he would be the first person to disrupt that. See, I'm starting to notice a pattern with Canelo and Canelo fans. In the minds of Canelo fans, they believe that Canelo is invincible. And if they don't really truly believe it, this is what they act like they believe, right? But to me, it's apparent that they don't really feel this in real life, or they don't know enough about boxing, or whatever the case is, because they never want to do what I'm suggesting. So for me, I didn't see this. I was impressed that Beterbiev, like, to me, what impressed me is the fact that Beterbiev was split open, right? His face was split open, and he was out there fighting better with his face ripped up. You see what I'm saying? Look, this is his face so you guys can see. So his face was badly leaking, and then that's when he really started turning up and looking better in the fight. So I still see Beterbiev as being extremely dangerous for anybody, including Canelo Alvarez. You know, a guy that just showed you he can fight, and he can fight wounded and still get the job done. Marcus Brown, again, he has power. The guy has power, and Beterbiev was basically kind of walking through his power. He was never like supremely hurt or dropped in this fight by Marcus Brown. You know, maybe because Marcus Brown was more on the back foot and wasn't able to, he had to kind of keep it pushing the rounds he was winning. So he couldn't maybe sit down enough on some of the shots. But that pressure and presence of Beterbiev, that's a pain. And like, if you watch the Gennady Golovkin, I believe it was the second fight with Canelo Alvarez, Golovkin in those later rounds, I want to say round 9, maybe round 10, Golovkin hit Canelo with a shot, and I think Canelo was trying to throw his own shot, and Golovkin hit Canelo so hard that his arm kind of went limp. So Canelo does have a beard, he has a chin, but you could tell that was a punch that, you know, a lesser chin person probably would have got knocked down or knocked out from. And Beterbiev's at 175, so you can't play with a dude like that. You can't play with it. So that would be a cat and mouse game. And again, I'm gonna stay and stick by what I've been saying. If people think Beterbiev is sweet, then why not fight him? You know, Caleb Smith just moved up to 175, so I doubt Canelo will try to fight Beterbiev because he's already trying to fight a limited African dude, Makbuk Air or whatever. But it just is mind-boggling to hear Canelo fans say, oh, Beterbiev got old overnight, oh, he looks beatable, oh, he looks weak, but you know Canelo wouldn't fight him. Max Kellerman himself, of ESPN fame and HBO fame, he said he wants to see the Beterbiev fight. He said that's one of the best fights for Canelo. And again, I respect Canelo. I think he's a great fighter. He's a good little fighter. But I still see Artur Beterbiev as being definitely a formidable champion for Canelo to face. We can't sit up here and pretend and act like we truly believe that Sergey Kovalev in 2019, when Canelo fought him, was this same fighter he was when he was fighting Jean Pascal in Canada, and him in the first Ward fight, etc. He had been stopped twice, nearly stopped by Anthony Yard, etc. Certain styles give Canelo the most problems. Canelo in the past, I don't know what's up with it now, because his stamina has been good all of a sudden. But if you look at Canelo, there's a whole space of Canelo's career where his cardio looked like he was fading in the second half. Jacobs fight, both Triple G fights, Shane Mosley fight, Austin Trout fight, Angulo fight, right? It looks like his stamina, all of a sudden his stamina's improved, you know? But there was a point in time, and there are certain styles, especially like guys like Triple G, and Canelo, his stamina looked questionable. It looked like it was in question. So against a big puncher who you can't get hit many times from, it's a great fight. And I just feel this is the sad thing in boxing. The sad thing in boxing is you got people who they rather talk about it and say they want to see it and that they're about it, but they don't want to really see it. They're not pushing for these fights. I think Caleb Plant was doing well, but ultimately Canelo was able to stalk and follow him and fight aggressive because he didn't ultimately respect Caleb Plant's power enough. But Beterbiev is stopping, like I said, guys like Marcus Brown, who are big, fit, way bigger than Canelo. You know, you could say Canelo has whatever skills and ring IQ and experience, but these are still bigger men than Canelo. And Beterbiev is stopping Olympians like Marcus Brown and Vodstick. This is a dangerous fight for Canelo. So if the Canelo fans doubt what I'm saying, then you should push for the fight, because I think off the Beterbiev performance, him being 17-0, him being a champion at 175, you don't have to move up to cruiserweight for challenges. And that's why everyone can see what Canelo is doing. There's ready-made challenges right here in or around his division. Jermall Charlo, David Benavidez, Andrade, Beterbiev, one division up, that you've already fought at, and you said you fought the best, which we know is a lie because it was Kovalev in 2019, right? So instead of talking about it, let's see about it. Let's see if Canelo, you know, would take a challenge like that. But Canelo is strategically moving and cherry picking and going through the game, avoiding certain styles. I really, truly believe that. And he's telling the fans what he's gonna do. That's not the people's champ. The people's champ, like he's trying to act like he's the people's champ, but you're not fighting the people that the people want to see you fight. You can't tell me that you would rather see Makabuk over some of the names that I keep mentioning, and Canelo refuses to fight him. And to make it worse, in the past, Canelo's team lied. And look, it says Beterbiev reportedly turned down an offer to fight Canelo in 2019. That's what Canelo said. And look, I made a video about it March 24th, a day before my birthday. Artur Beterbiev finally admits Canelo's team never sent him an offer. Made it, ma, top of the world. So the content is up. I've been putting the content out for you guys. It's up to you to subscribe for the latest and greatest. But Artur Beterbiev says he responded to this and he said, no, they didn't send me no offer, but my phone lines are open. And guess what? To this day, Canelo hasn't fought him. So I see the pattern with the Canelo fans. The pattern is the Canelo fans, they want to keep saying that Canelo will whoop all these people, but they never actually push for these fights to happen. They say, oh, David Benavidez, he's not ready. Oh, Beterbiev looking old. Oh, Jermall Charlo, if he couldn't stop Montiel, then, you know, there's no way he could beat Canelo. Oh, Demetrius Andrade, he's a horrible fighter. And, you know, saying these different things. But you can't tell me that these aren't bigger events and bigger fights, the guys that I'm mentioning, versus a random African because Canelo says he's setting history at cruiserweight. Stop it. Let me know what you guys think. Is Beterbiev a challenge for Canelo, or is Canelo just on a whole nother planet? Again, for me, I watched boxing my entire life. You can't tell me a guy with that type of amateur and pro experience, champion in a higher weight class, bigger man, who's knocked out every single opponent. He's the Deontay Wilder of the light heavyweight division. He actually used to fight at heavyweight division. If you actually knew who Beterbiev was, you would know that he beat Kovalev twice in the amateurs, and Beterbiev also dropped Usyk, who's a talented fighter. So you can't tell me that Canelo Alvarez is not avoiding certain guys and that Beterbiev has no shot. Another person, you see, the walls are closing in, whether the Canelo fans admit it or not. Usyk, he says he's willing to come down from heavyweight to cruiserweight to fight Canelo. But I guarantee you, these aren't the names that Canelo's looking for, because he'd rather tell you who he's going to fight and tell you why he's fighting them than do what the consumer is requesting. This is his game plan, and people like the WBC are fully complicit. So we probably won't get these fights. That's my opinion. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe for the latest and greatest. I am your one-stop shop for all your boxing needs. And I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.